As Microschool founders and leaders, it is so easy to get caught up in the logistics, curriculum choices, enrollment numbers, finances, and just the overall daily operations. Those things do matter, but there's one factor that can multiply your growth faster than any spreadsheet, and that is knowing your people. Hey friends, I want to take a quick moment to tell you about something that has been an absolute game changer for hundreds of Microschool and homeschool hybrid founders. Our Teacher Let Your Light Shine online store, a place for founders' favorites. Inside you'll find our beloved bestsellers like the Business Bundle, packed with everything you need to launch and run your school, contracts, enrollment forms, parent partnership letters, and marketing materials that save you hours of stress. Teachers and parents just like you are saying these tools gave them clarity, confidence, and a clear path forward when starting their schools. Whether you're brand new or you're ready to grow, our resources are designed to help you skip the overwhelm and focus on what really matters most, like our open house playbook, our financial review preparation sheet, templates for Facebook and email marketing, how to create the perfect planning day guide, finding curriculum clarity workbook, our new course, Microschool Marketing Blueprint, all the information for legal clarity for beginners, and, of course, the yearly membership to Microschool Masterminds. Head over to teachersletyourlightshine.com/shop. Again, teachersletyourlightshine.com/shop. Skip the overwhelm and focus on what matters most: your students, your mission, and your vision. teachersletyourlightshine.com/shop. Go there today and grab tools that will help you shine. Welcome back, friends, to the Teacher Let Your Light Shine podcast. I'm your host, Makenzie Oliver, and if you're new here today, welcome. We're so happy to have you. This is the time of the year, as we are stepping into October, where we are going to be called to reconnect to our roots. In today's podcast, I'm going to be sharing 4 critical components, 4 segments, shall we, about what it's like to reconnect to your roots during this beautiful fall season. As the holidays begin approaching, as the year begins to wind down, we are in the last quarter of the year, but really heading into the second quarter, so to speak, of the school year. So I'm going to take you through what it actually means to reconnect to your roots, why it is so vital during this time of the year, and how to actually make a big impact without feeling all of the strain yourself. So as we move into the first segment of this podcast, I want to remind you of the power of knowing your people. We focus so much, and we should, on our students. But when you understand your team's natural strengths, I'm talking the people that you work with and the people that you work for, meaning the parents. When you know their strengths, when you know their communication styles, their motivations, you stop trying to force people into the wrong roles. Now let's connect this to our learners. When we know our learners' natural strengths, when we know how they communicate, what motivates them, even though we may be needing to teach a certain topic or use a curriculum, we become very skilled in making adjustments and adaptations to that learner. And this can go into their strengths and areas that they need improvements just academically, socially. If they are a neurodivergent learner, you start to have more insight on your learners, and when you know better, you do better. And we can apply that same concept to the people that we work with, meaning the people that you employ, your volunteers, and the parents that we are serving. When you know people's natural strengths, how they tick, what their underlying personality type is like, it helps to prevent burnout because it doesn't serve you or anyone else by putting people where they don't thrive. When you know people well, it builds trust and it builds synergy, and your team feels seen, they feel valued, and it reduces conflict because you're speaking the same language. Have you ever given a multiple intelligence test to your learners? I did this back in 2012, so we're looking probably, goodness gracious, actually about 2010 is when I gave my first multiple intelligence test to our students. And I learned if they were visual, if they were kinesthetic, if they were a naturalist, if they were strong mathematical, logical, verbal, linguistic, musical, rhythmic, visual, spatial, interpersonal, intrapersonal. There are so many incredible personality assessments, multiple intelligence assessments that you can give students. One of which could even be the love languages of students. I remember doing this when I was in year 3 of teaching, and it transformed the way that I taught and the way that I interacted with students. That was probably one of the greatest assets that I learned to use in my teaching. You can find them online, and I highly recommend that you do this with your students. But then let's move into knowing about ourselves and knowing about others. Back in 2019, I started digging into how I learned as a teacher. I began learning about my love language. I began learning about my strengths and the areas that I needed to improve on. I did this through reading multiple books. I've even gotten my daughters into learning about their Enneagram styles. We've even gone into the DISC profile, in addition to learning about their love languages. This all really helps create a growth mindset and goal setting. It helps to validate your students' emotions, celebrate their unique personalities, and it really does promote introspection. When I started learning more about myself, it gave me permission to not be quote unquote perfect. It helped me to realize that my gifts are different than others. While my husband is really strong in some areas, and I may want to be like him, and I may want to have more grit or more resilience, or just be able to be more steady or more confident and in control when situations arise that I feel uncomfortable in. I'm not him. I have a different personality. I am wired differently. And the same is for our children, for our students. And when I started learning more about myself, it gave me permission to harness what I'm really great at, and not necessarily to avoid the things that I'm not good at, but just to realize I'm not very good at this. I'm going to need help. So when I get into situations where it is very emotionally hard, I will call on my husband, who is more steady because he does not get emotionally entwined into things that I do. Instead of being upset with myself, that a lot of times I lead with my heart, I am learning that there is such a superpower in doing so. When I learned more about myself, it then allowed me to learn more about other people, because it's really hard to learn more about other people and understand them when you don't understand yourself. Same thing with my children. Then we started doing assessments with our staff members, which then led into our families. We just had an amazing session with our parents, our parent advisory council, and all of the parents who wanted to volunteer at our school. We just did a big muffins and mission. We did so many activities of getting to know people, and they began knowing about themselves. And really what this is all about is building a know, like, and trust factor. When we know ourselves and we know other people, we like ourselves, we like that other person for their gifts and talents, instead of saying, wow, they're just a bossy person. No, they actually are a D. They have a dominance to them that I, on the DISC personality assessment, I am an I am more into influence, and I am not as bold and direct as the D people. But man, do I love having them with me when I have to get into a hard conversation and I don't want to be the one to have to spill the beans. They are there to do it. It's allowed me to pull on people and knowing what their gifts and talents are, and it allows me not to put other people in situations that I know are not best for them. In this month's Microschool Masterminds in October, if you're not a Microschool Mastermind, we invite you. We are giving away our personality assessments that we use for our students, for our parents, for ourselves. And I'm going to talk with you in Microschool Masterminds during our group coaching session this month, just how we have used these assessments. I'm going to go through a breakdown of how we got more families involved. So I'm going to give you the step-by-step directions on how I brought just a couple of people to the table, which then grew into something larger. And I'm going to take you through that whole process, because knowing who you are and reconnecting to your roots and the roots of the people who believe in you and are trusting in you, you are going to be able to take yourself, your team, and even your parents to a deeper level, as well as your students. When everyone has a shared language and awareness, it transforms the way you build culture in your school, and culture is everything. So now, instead of me working through all of the community building activities, the events, the fundraising, the business building and partnerships, because we have went through and identified our strengths and those of our parents and volunteers, we're able to divide and conquer. And I cannot wait to share with you just how we have done that. And I'm going to be teaching you that exact framework so that you are able to delegate more, and without just calling people and saying, hey, can you help us with this event? Well, you may be calling someone that they don't feel comfortable doing that. So you can call on the people who you know are really wired for helping you do events or fundraising and components that you need the most help with, which leads us into segment 2, which is parent and community involvement. So let's take what we've learned about ourselves and others and let's take it a step further, because as a microschool leader, you can't do this alone. There are 2 structures that I found that are invaluable, and those are building a parent advisory committee and a community advisory board. Now, we did not have this the first couple of years of building our microschool, and I truly believe we suffered because we didn't. The parent advisory committee gives families a voice, it creates buy-in, and it allows you to share the load. The community advisory board allows you to bring in local leaders, such as people from Chamber of Commerce or other business owners, partners who can provide resources, mentorship, and fresh perspectives. I am very, very excited to have really 2 big pillars of our school, Parent Advisory Committee and the Community Advisory Board. Parent Advisory Committee is called PAC, P-A-C. Community Advisory Board is called CAB, C-A-B. They are both very powerful, but they serve different purposes. But together they alleviate burnout and they expand your school's reach, and most importantly, they help you to find your tribe. So if you have not created a PAC, Parent Advisory Council, or a CAB, Community Advisory Board, I definitely encourage you to join Microschool Masterminds this month. No matter if you have 5 kids at your school, 15, 25, 50, or over 100, this is going to serve you very well. And I'm going to talk with you and lead you into what this looks like on multiple levels. Once you get your PAC committee and your CAB committee involved, you can really begin having engagement and planning. This is segment 3, which is another root that we sometimes forget to nourish because we are trying to plan for engagement. This year, our team, meaning myself, my husband, Mrs. Old, our curriculum and whole child development coordinator, and our enrichment coordinator, we sat down for 2 hours to plan out October, November, and December. We didn't mean for it to go on for 2 hours, and we could have gone another 2 more and another 2 more and another 2 more. But we were able to get a whole structure for October, November, and December, which then being able to take that annual, well, really it's not annual. It's something you want to do on an annual basis, but you break it down by quarters. Being able to do that allowed for us to create so many opportunities to do community building, fundraising, create a snack cart and a hot lunch option for our students, and a Meals on Wheels, and a parents' night out, and a trunk or treat, and a community Friendsgiving, and field trips. We left that meeting feeling so empowered, so inspired, that each of us then went out and the branches of our brains just continued to grow, and we're strengthening all of the ideas even further. But we ourselves, as we are the idea generators, can't be the ones to put all of that together. So after we generated the ideas, we then gave it to our PAC committee, and they are helping us to actually execute all of the ideas. And this month in Microschool Masterminds, I'm going to be giving you my annual engagement board, which helps you to plan all of the categories of your school for the next 3 months, where you can then, at the end of the next 3 months, you're able to sit down and do it again and pass the ideas off to other people who can help you to execute it. This is one of the most powerful components, and no matter if you just have a couple of people on your team or you're doing it by yourself, I highly recommend that you have an annual engagement board. So hop into Microschool Masterminds this month, grab it, get some group coaching. You can just, as soon as you hop into Microschool Masterminds on October 1st, you'll be able to snag all of these resources, begin utilizing them yourself, and then we'll go deeper during our group coaching. And last but not least is segment 4. One of the most important roots to have is planning and communication, reconnecting to that planning time and reconnecting to how you are communicating with others. How do we actually do this as a microschool leader? It's important, from my experience over the past 6 years, to have the time to block out for admin planning every week. This past week, I dropped my daughter off at school and I went to a local restaurant, which was right next to a trail. Before I sat down to have a nice breakfast by myself with my planner, I went on a walk for about an hour and I came back and I sat down and my ideas were exploding. From there, I created this entire idea for fundraising and a new program and how we were going to get people involved. And then I started blocking out time on my calendar. And then I started thinking about all the right people that I needed to have in the right room for this. And it was me and my notebook after a walk at a restaurant called Peach Valley Cafe with the most amazing croissant, tomatoes with asparagus and eggs. It was delicious with home fried potatoes, a bowl of fruit, and hot pepper jam onion sauce. I don't know. It was so good. I even bought a bottle on the way home. And I said, honey, I missed you today during my planning session, but I brought you some hot sauce, some pepper jelly jam onion hot sauce. It was delicious. Wow. Talk about the simple tools. I then went back to my office at school. I went back there at around 12:30 and I started taking everything from my brain on my notebook and putting it on my whiteboard in my office for the rest of my team to see when we meet together this week. Whiteboard, sticky notes, shared document, whatever it may be. In Microschool Masterminds this month, I'm going to be sharing with you how I am actually sharing notes with people on my team and how we are making a live, living, breathable agenda and document. So I share that with you. In addition to, when you get into Microschool Masterminds, not only are you going to get new resources, you're going to get live group coaching each month, but you're also going to have 9 modules that you can self-serve and helping you to build, run, and scale your microschool, all the way from marketing to money to movement to people to community building to curriculum. It is a gem. It is a wealth of knowledge. You can also be in there communicating back and forth with us throughout our live chat. To all my teacher friends, parents, and visionary leaders, if you are listening to this, I know you are passionate about creating a microschool or a program, a homeschool hybrid that truly shines. But let's be totally honest. Building and growing a microschool or your own program or homeschool hybrid, it isn't easy. It's not for the faint of heart. Whether you're just getting started or looking to scale, there's so much to navigate. Legalities, marketing, finances, student enrollment, location, curriculum planning. That's exactly why I created Microschool Masterminds, a community where you don't have to figure it out all alone. Inside, you'll get step-by-step guidance to launch, grow, and sustain your microschool or homeschool hybrid, access to our exclusive training modules, resources, and live coaching, and a supportive network of educators who get it, because they're building their own dream schools as well. You have this dream of creating an incredible opportunity for students, for teachers, and yourself. Maybe you're in the early stages, wondering, where do I even start? Or maybe you've already taken the leap, but now you're feeling overwhelmed with marketing, enrollment, all of the planning or the finances. You're not alone and you don't have to figure it out all by yourself. That's why Microschool Masterminds is here to help you on a month-by-month basis. That's right, it's a month-by-month membership designed to give you the support, structure, and strategy you need to actually make progress. Each month, you'll get live group coaching calls so you can ask questions, get feedback, and gain clarity on your next steps. Step-by-step training modules on legal setup, marketing, enrollment, financial planning, school operations, a private community of passionate educators who get what you're building and are right there with you, a roadmap to keep you moving forward whether you're launching or growing your school, and new resources delivered to your teacher mailbox inside our Microschool Masterminds community that are brand new every single month. And again, the best part is it's a month-to-month membership, so you can join when you're ready and staying as long as you need. Or if you're all in, grab the yearly membership and get 2 months free. This is your time. Your vision deserves a real plan, and and I want to help you every step of the way. Go to teachersletyourlightshine.com/masterminds to join us today. That's teachersletyourlightshine.com/masterminds. We can't wait to see you. All of these components are critical for your professional development as a microschool leader. So this month in Microschool Masterminds, join us as we talk about getting to know our people through many different assessments and personality assessments to help build know, like, and trust, getting parent and community involvement together. I'm going to teach you my framework in doing this. I'm also going to be teaching you my framework for engagement and planning for the quarter, and then sharing my greatest tips for admin planning and communication, our agendas, and the way we communicate on a weekly basis, as well as the time that I find to plan each and every week. Join us at teachersletyourlightshine.com/masterminds. Hop in on Facebook in our Facebook group, or send me a DM if you need more questions. If you want more testimonies, you can find it all on our website, but you can absolutely ask me questions personally. You can also email me at teacherletyourlightshine@gmail.com. I'll be happy to answer your questions. I look forward to seeing you. This is professional development at its finest. You need to be there. You deserve it. We want to work with you. We want to collaborate with you. We want to see you succeed, and we want to see you being able to do this by reconnecting with your roots, reconnecting with others who are going through exactly what you're going through. And together, we are going to create such a movement in education. The world better get ready. Hey friends, I want to take a quick moment to tell you about something that has been an absolute game changer for hundreds of microschool and homeschool hybrid founders. Our Teacher Let Your Light Shine online store, a place for founders' favorites. Inside you'll find our beloved bestsellers like the Business Bundle, packed with everything you need to launch and run your school, contracts, enrollment forms, parent partnership letters, and marketing materials that save you hours of stress. Teachers and parents just like you are saying these tools gave them clarity, confidence, and a clear path forward when starting their schools. Whether you're brand new or you're ready to grow, our resources are designed to help you skip the overwhelm and focus on what really matters most, like our open house playbook, our financial review preparation sheet, templates for Facebook and email marketing, how to create the perfect planning day guide, finding curriculum clarity workbook, our new course, Microschool Marketing Blueprint, all the information for legal clarity for beginners, and, of course, the yearly membership to Microschool Masterminds. Head over to teachersletyourlightshine.com/shop. Again, teachersletyourlightshine.com/shop. Skip the overwhelm and focus on what matters most: your students, your mission, and your vision. teachersletyourlightshine.com/shop. Go there today and grab tools that will help you shine.